Poco F8 series. Grabe naman guys, it's just been 6 months at lumabas na si Poco F8 series. Naalala niyo si Poco F7 series noong April? Guys, dalawa na ba ang cycle ngayon sa isang taon? Parang si X7 at si X6, 1 year apart. M series, 1 year apart. But this year, dalawa na in just 1 year. I'm pretty sure maraming nagsisisi dyan na bumili ng F7, F7 Pro, F7 Ultra. Ano ba ginagawa ng Xiaomi dito? Pero ngayon, guys, we have here two very powerful phones. Ito lang guys nagulat ako, although 6 months apart lang, malaking lundag in terms of performance. Si F8 Pro ay naka Snapdragon 8 Elite, which is yung processor ni Poco F7 Ultra. F8 Ultra naman ay nakabagong Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5. Haba na pangalan. Mukhang maraming laman Mamaya na yan, F8 Pro muna sa video na to. Separate video na yan. Sa mga bumili ng F7 Pro and F7 Ultra, parang lugi kayo doon. Unang-una, guys, masyado malaki yung lundag in terms of specs at yung itsura. Hindi ko masyado nagustuhan yung itsura ng F7 series. I don't know why, pero yung F7 lang yung gusto ko Yung Pro at Ultra medyo kakaiba yung itsura nila. But this year, parang iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max na po yung itsura ng mga F8 series na natin. Beans, sa itsura ni F8 Pro, nakita ko, kamukha niya si 17 Pro Max. Nanggagaya na naman ba si Xiaomi? Well, actually, mas nauna nga pa kasi Poco. Poco F6 Pro ay meron ng camera plateau ever since. At sa mga M series nila. So it's nothing new sa Poco. Meaning, baka si yung gaya. Tapos yung specs, ito po. Siyempre, flagship Snapdragon 8 Elite. 3nm po yan. Meron po siyang 12GB of RAM. That is LPDDR5X. At meron po siyang 512GB of internal storage. UFS 4.1 po yan. And we're getting a 6.59-inch, 120Hz AMOLED display. Na matibay, Corning Gorilla Glass 7 Eye daw po siya. And the battery is huge, 6,210 mAh, tapos 100 watts hypercharge po yan. Tapos kaya sa F8 Pro ay Wi-Fi 7 capable na po siya. May eSIM na! Uy, okay, mabilis. Mas pogi, mas mabilis yung charging. Yun na ba, Vince? Well, meron pa siyang sound by Bose. Mabilis! Pero murang presyo. Pero, i-check natin kung okay siya. Ako si Vince and you're watching Unbox Diaries. Guys, ang una ko napansin sa Poco F8 Pro and F8 Ultra, manipis na lang po yung kanilang mga box. What is happening? Ang ibig sabihin ba, wala na rin tong charger? Oh no! Teka lang, makapal yung kanyang small box. Inside, we're getting a SIM ejector pin. May sticker! Guys, nagbabalik ang stickers ni Poco. Safety information guide, quick start guide at warranty card, Type-C cable, at yung kanyang matte jelly case. Very nice. Pero mukhang yun na lang po, guys. And it's just the phone itself. Oh my God. No power adapter included in the box. Recommended to use Xiaomi official power adapter of 120 watts. Tapos wag daw kayo gumamit ng third party na screen protector dito. Para daw hindi magkaroon ng problema sa inyong fingerprint scanner. Wait lang, kung wala kang charger dito at wala ka pang 120 watt na charger na available dyan sa inyong bahay, naku guys, mahal po yung charger na yun. Wait lang ito po yung GAN charger ni Xiaomi. Meron pa tayo dyan? View product right now, it's 1,000 pesos. Official from Xiaomi. Pero if want po mas mura, gumagana rin po to. At 4.8 star mo siya lagi. Ito po yung lagi ko nire-recommend, which is a Tranio 120 watt charger. Ayan po siya guys 500 pesos lang. Meron ka na 120 watt charger na gagana sa Xiaomi phone mo. So ito na po si Poco F8 Pro. And wow. I have to say that the shape, yung itsura, mas curve po, mas pang po ng shape ni Poco F8 Pro. Medyo rectangular po yung shape ni F6 Pro. Pero may duda ako sa kanyang likod. I'm not sure if it's glass, pero parang hindi siya ganun kalamig. Ito talaga yung glass. Wait lang F6 Pro, F8 Pro. But this is a very lightweight phone. So this is now a little bit smaller, but I'm loving the design. Tapos sa gilid, metallic finish po siya. This is sure metal with antenna bands all over. We got the dual speakers here and there, sa taas at sa baba. Tapos kanyang sound by Bose. Guys, tatlo na yung kanyang color. Meron daw siyang black, meron siyang titanium, meron siyang blue color. Ito daw yung blue color, which is parang naman. Mukha siyang green? Light green. But one thing's for sure, I think yung black po yung pinaka-bibili ng tao. Mas simple, less dumiin, but I love the titanium gray color. Yun ba yung uso ngayon? Looks so sophisticated, so elegant, so premium. Syempre, we have 4 cameras at the back, not the free ones sa 17 Pro Max. This phone is very comfortable, very smooth sa likod, very smooth all over. Kapag nakita mo siya, sobrang simple niya tingnan. Pero ang lakas na dating. And the moment you see the display, grabe guys, it looks really mesmerizing. Ito po siya side by side with the F7 Pro. Wow, laki ng difference ng dalawa. In fact, yung shape ni F7 Pro ay ka-shape din ni F6 Pro. But I would say, sobrang gaan talaga nitong Poco F8 Pro. And it feels much more comfortable as well. Wait, comfortable? Comfortable? You can even close your fits like that. Wow. Itabi ko na dito si F8 Ultra. This is the difference between the two. Napakalaki guys. Although malit lang yung few inches, pero ang laki tingnan ni Ultra side by side with the F8 Pro. Pero kung mapansin mo, si F8 Ultra, mas nagagaya niya po si iPhone 17 Pro Max. In terms of yung pagka-curve, kasi kung mapansin mo guys, si 17 Pro Max, may pagka-curve na siya ngayon. Mas plateau-like yung kay Poco F8 Ultra. Take note, plateau. Tapos ito naman kay F8 Pro, medyo flat tingnan. Flattoo. Nga pala sa ilalim ay meron po siyang SIM tray. Dual nano SIM card po yan. Wala po siyang micro SD card slot. But guys, sabi ni Poco, pwede po siyang dalawang physical nano SIM. Pwedeng isang nano SIM plus one eSIM. Or dalawang eSIM po siya. Which is very flexible. Moving on sa display niya, guys, this is a wonderful, wonderful display. Ang pogi-pogi niya tingnan. Ang slim pa ng mga bezels. Pero grabe guys, halos sagad na po yung sa screen. Eto pagka nanood ka ng mga content dito, akala mo parang lumulutong na lang siya. It looks really immersive on your hand. Yung nga lang no, this is gonna be very subjective kasi may mga tao talaga na gusto medyo malaki yung display. Big phones are the thing now. But if you are someone who loves yung compactness, lightness, of a small phone, then this might be your thing. But if not, kung gusto mo talaga ng 6.9 inch guys, kasi syempre mas marami kang pwede makita doon, and anything that you will see on a bigger display is just much more immersive talaga. Siguro yung nagustuhan ko dito is pwede ka talaga mag one-handed usage kasi umaabot talaga yung thumb ko dun sa other side. If the screen was a little bit bigger, medyo mahirapan na akong i-reach yung other side. But this one's still very much comfortable. Now specs-wise, this thing is really a beast. Look at this guys, 120Hz AMOLED display, up to 3,500 nits of brightness. At mukhang LTPO na rin po to, umabot po siya ng up to 1 nit minimum brightness. Ayan guys not totally black, meron pa siyang konting brightness. Yan po yung pinakamababa niya. Yan, naka 1 nit brightness na yan. Which is great for always on display. Meron naman si HyperOS niyan. And the usual 68 billion colors, HDR10+, Dolby Vision support. Meron pa siyang low blue light daw, circadian friendly certification. Tapos meron siyang bagong Wet Touch Display 2.0 na kahit basa yung display, gumagana pa rin just like that. At meron siyang Corning Gorilla Glass 7i. Oh my god. Poco, send me another one. Color black. It's still okay. No, it's still okay. I just need one more. Yun nga lang 120Hz refresh rate yung kanyang max resolution. Ibig sabihin hanggang 120 FPS lang po yung kanyang pinakakaya na frames per second. And if your game supports up to 144, 165Hz, yun lang, cannot be here. Even though it has enough firepower to reach those heights. The performance of the Poco F8 Pro is undeniably powerful. Sobrang lakas po nito. Over 3 million points ang Antutu benchmark. To give you some context, ito po si F7 Pro. Almost 900 points yung difference ng dalawa. And sometimes 1 million? What is happening? 6 months lang ang nakaraan tapos meron ka ng ganito kalaking gap? Talagang magagalit ka niyan kung nakabili ka ng F7 Pro just recently. Sheesh, dapat ito na lang binili mo, pre. Tapos ito po yung Geekbench core. Single core, 2,200 po. Tapos multi-core naman niya is 8,400. My gosh, what a big mistake you have done, my friend. Ibenta mo na si F7 Pro. Now na. Now with this kind of performance, ano pa ang kailangan mo? This is too fast for any game in the Play Store. Magiging 300 FPS na ba ang Candy Crush mo? 500 FPS na ba ang Subway Surfer mo? Guys, the only bottleneck na lang is kung ano man yung game na available sa Play Store for this phone. Una-una, Mobile Legends mo na. MOBA. Now kung maglalaro ka naman ng Mobile Legends dito, or HOK, wala na pong problema yan. Kung smooth na po yan sa X7 Pro nyo or X6 Pro, guys, you will not see a difference here. Kung siguro ginawa na lang tong 240 frames per second max ceiling, pwede pa. Pero right now, hanggang 120Hz lang po yung ating refresh rate, yun na po yung kaya niya. Sir Beans, gano'n ba kaganda yung display niya? Well, syempre guys, ito po yung major difference ng isang gaming phone sa usual lang na cellphone. Yung display ay kailangan very sensitive. Very capable. Dapat kaya niya multi-finger. Tapos very responsive din po dapat siya. Una-una sa Antutu benchmark, guys, meron pong testing dito ng multi-finger. Ito na-try namin sa una, umabot siya ng up to 5 fingers. Pero nagulat kami, 6, 7, 8, 9, and even 10 fingers kaya sabay-sabay. Grabe, ibang klase. Tapos pumunta ako sa testing namin dito for the touch sampling rate. Guys, By the way, yung touch sampling rate niya, nakadepend po to kapag naka-game space ka. If you're not using the game space, hindi po to gagana. Naka-default siya sa 250 max hertz touch sampling rate without the game space enabled. But here yung sensitivity ng touch sampling, if you enable it sa highest sensitivity, umaabot siya ng up to 1000 hertz. Now, this is very extra useful, especially sa mga FPS games like sa Call of Duty na very competitive. Reaction time is crucial. Kapag nakita mo agad yung kalaban, kailangan maka-aim ka kaagad or else maunahan ka. That's the difference between life and death or more wins. Whoa! Narinig niyo yun? That sounded so nice! So gumawa ng mga ibang sound test guys, and in terms of yung audio quality niya, wala akong masabi guys, malakas, malaki, buong buo. Pero syempre, I think meron siyang limitation guys in terms of yung bass niya. Although meron pa siyang konting bass, may lalim talaga, may low frequency, pero hindi po siya chest sounding. Pero yung tunog niya, hindi lang siya yung parang sound na may lumalabas sa mga butas dito sa ilalim, sa taas. Yung pakiramdam niya kapag nakikinig ka, meron parang surround sound effect. Paano niya nagawa yun? By the way, meron po siyang sound by Bose. Ayun. Ang ibig sabihin po niyan, meron po siyang sound signature ni Bose. Sound tuning and sound signature, which is found sa mga speakers nila, headphones nila. Meron po siyang timpla na usually naririnig mo sa mga Bose systems or Bose devices. Which is for me, I think it's much more forward in terms of vocals. Mas fun daw po pakinggan yung kanyang sound. Yung bass niya medyo fleshed out a bit. Buo po siya pakinggan. It's not neutral pero mas may impact na yung kanyang bass sa usual. And of course, you're getting that better soundstage than you usually get sa mga ibang speakers na mga ordinary phones. Pero guys, dito i-replace yung mga speaker nyo. Kung nagbabala kayong mag-upgrade sa speaker, iba pa rin yun. Ang advantage na talaga nito is pwede mo siya dalhin kahit saan at laging maganda ang sounds. Pag nanonood ka ng movies, nagpa-play ka ng games, you're confident na meron kang well-tuned sound system. Now, walang delay. Kasi mga Bluetooth speakers, may delay yun. Now with that being said, malaking tulong po to sa games like Call of Duty or PUBG, wherein you need to know yung location ng inyong kalaban agad. This is very useful sa mga footsteps, para malaman agad yung location, para ma-outplay mo siya agad. If you're not using headphones or headsets, syempre mas maganda pa rin yun if you really want pinpoint accuracy. Pero walang ganon, gusto mo lang talaga, mas comfortable ka with the speaker, okay po siya for that use case. Na yung settings naman ni Call of Duty, naka-max out na po yan lahat. Naka-max graphics, frame rates, up to 120 FPS po to. At hindi umiinit din. Surprisingly. But syempre, may slight lang na pag-warm after an hour of playing. Slight lang, pero hindi siya super hot. Ang pinaka-hot siguro yung sa Genshin Impact, guys. Ito po yung itsura nun. Ito ang magets. Bakit 60 FPS lang po yung ceiling dito sa Genshin Impact? I think with this kind of processor, it can easily go to 120 FPS, guys. 3 million points sa benchmark na po ito. Mas mabilis po ito sa 17 Pro Max. Na kaya mag 120 FPS. Pero kung hindi naman rin ng ganun, it doesn't matter. I think if you're using this for emulator at nakukulangan ka pa sa inyong emulation, may mga frame drops pa rin, check out my full review with emulation. But seriously, we need more native games sa Play Store na kaya mag-dish out ng more graphics with ray tracing. But so far, capable naman siya. Genshin Impact. Wala akong makitang parang major, big jump in terms of performance from the F7 Pro or F7 Ultra. Kung galing ka sa F7 Ultra, malit lang difference mo dito. Guys, kung 60 FPS ka lagi sa Genshin Impact dun sa F7 Pro, ganun din po dito. I know it can go higher, pero yun, may ceiling, may limitation. Now, aside from gaming, syempre, tinest ko na to sa social media. Pag open ng mga apps, napakabilis guys. Wala kang makitang difference. And syempre, mga speed test pa kayo nakikita na yung mabilisan na pagbukas, pag-close, ganyan. It doesn't matter in real life, guys. But everything does feel very zippy. Kahit sa mga resets, napakabilis. Wala akong masabi guys. Napakabilis kahit saan. Going back and forth sa mga apps. Speaking of the camera, it's a 50MP Light Fusion 800 image sensor. F1.88 and 1/1.55-inch sensor size. Na merong OIS. Not only that, meron siyang 50MP telephoto camera. Na meron ding OIS. And lastly, an 8MP ultra-wide angle lens. Sa harap naman, meron siyang 20MP selfie camera. Guys, we're getting a much improved camera sensor this time around. Okay, ito comparison. F7 Pro at F8 Pro. Guys, yan po yung difference namin dalawa. And as you can see guys, nakita nyo naman kanina kung gano'ng kahirap yung lighting conditions natin. Wala po tayong ilaw dito. Pinatay ko lahat yan. At meron tayong ilaw sa likod ko na contrasting dito sa likod ko. And with that, here is the results. Oh my God. Ang laki ng difference. Dito mo lang talaga makita at ma-appreciate kung gaano talaga katindi ang camera nitong Poco F8 Pro. Zooming in, tingnan mo yung t-shirt ko dito sa Poco F8 Pro. Look at how much detail I am still getting dito sa t-shirt kong black. Tapos sa kabila naman, parang crush na po yung blacks. Halos wala na mga lines. Wala nang lukot. Tapos yung mukha ko naman dito sa F8 Pro, see? may mga details. Although may konting details pa rin to sa F7 Pro, pero sobrang soft na ng mukha ko. And guys, tinan mo naman yung exposure. Sobrang bright pa rin ni Poco F8 Pro. Si F7 Pro, dark na. Okay, so here's the deal. I would say the camera on this thing is parang nasa top end na po ng mga mid-range camera phones. Sinasabi ko mid-range kasi nga, ganun po yung itsura niya. Pero if you like what you're seeing, ito po, si Chai, they do look really good. Maganda rin po yung low light. Oh, ito low light shot to. Still very much okay ang image quality, hindi po siya soft. Tapos, pag pupunta ka pa sa camera app, guys, mas maraming options po for zooming itong si F8 Pro. Meron siyang 0.6, 1x, 2x, 2.5x at 5x. Up to 5x optical zoom po siya. Tapos 2x lang po si F7 Pro. And with that, you're gonna get a lot of options when it comes to portrait shots dito sa F8 Pro. Ito ba yung share ng mga ultra-wide niya? Wow, it looks so nice. It even has Pro mode. Tapos yung Pro mode niya, ang dami masyadong options dito. May quick snap pa, slow shutter, documentary. Tapos if you pull up pa ng ganyan, marami pa siyang options na ibibigay sa'yo. Like long exposure, time-lapse, panorama. Grabe naman to. By the way, this thing can shoot up to 8K, 30 frames per second. Tapos 4K up to 60 frames per second. Nga pala, meron siyang super macro mode, teleprompter, night mode, sa both photo and video. Tapos sa selfie niya, nag-auto adjust siya kapag medyo wide yung gusto mong shot para sa kanya. Ayun o. Yan, tama. Parang ganyan guys o. Ayun o. Nag-zoom siya. Very useful yan kapag gusto mong selfie, mas mabilisan lang. The selfie-wise, wala ako masyado masabi sa kanya. I think pretty much the same na siya kay F7 Pro. Pero ang gusto ko sa kanyang selfie is, yun nga, natural siya. Hindi siya katulad ng kay Oppo at kay Vivo na sobrang medyo parang artista na yung itsura nyo. No, I think this is a massive leap in terms of performance, in terms of design, in terms of the camera and the sounds. In just 6 months, meron tayong generational leap that we're not supposed to be expecting at this point. Now, here's my take. I think it's a substantial difference from the F7 Pro. Kung mag-upgrade ka, malaki talaga ang lundag. Seriously, malaki. Like, ibang-iba na talaga siya. Kung siguro kung nagaling ka sa F6 Pro, papunta ka sa F7 Pro, do not do that. Pero, kung nagaling ka sa F5 Pro, F6 Pro, even the F7 Pro, malaking lundag. Pero syempre, para ma-justify natin yung real upgrade, I highly suggest, kung nagustuhan mo to, mag-Poco F8 Ultra ka na lang. Kung may budget ka.
Poco F8 Pro 12256, 29,999 pesos only. Pero meron po siyang early bird price. From November 26 to December 9. Guys, 26,299 lang po siya. But wait, meron pa siyang 12/5/12, 31,999 pesos. Again, early bird price, 28,299 pesos.
Pero kung nagustuhan mo yung size po nito, yung itsura niya, yung pagkasimple niya, at natuwa ka naman sa nakita mo sa review natin, why not? Go get it right now. By the way, malaking tulong po yung mga pag-purchase ng mga Poco or Xiaomi phones sa amin. It really helps the channel a lot to improve our lighting, equipment, and things like that. Para mas maganda at mas masaya yung mga review natin in the future. Thank you so much for the support. And by the way, if you want to see more Poco phones, Xiaomi phones sa review natin, ano magagawin? Mag-subscribe ka lang, hit the bell icon so that you don't miss any of my great content. Or sabihin sa inyo watching Unbox Diaries. Woohoo!